So many bad things that crop up out of our everyday lives. I hate the idea that we give the devil credit. I would like to think that he deserves the blame rather than the credit. I know the devil is not to blame for everything that goes south or bad in our lives. Some things are by the will of God. The Bible declares in Romans 8, verse 28, and we know all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord. Then some things that we do out of human error, our vanity, some things out of our pride, stubbornness. If I hit your corner, just raise your hand. Stubbornness and immaturity. And as a result of those human things in our life, we suffer bad things. That's just like the devil. Now, I'm going to take my time today. That doesn't mean I'm going to take all day to take my time. I can take my time in 10 minutes. I just don't mean I'm going to rush today. But that's just like the devil. Can you look at somebody and say, that's just like the devil?
Just like the devil.
The parable or story Jesus tells is told so that people can just gather, or people that just gather to hear Jesus speak would go away with no understanding. The Bible foretold that Jesus spoke in parables to hold the secrets of the kingdom. And when Jesus spoke parables or spoke these stories that had great mysteries, afterwards, after the crowd dispersed, the disciples would come to him and say, Jesus, explain to us the parable that you spoke of. In Mark chapter 4, Jesus tells the disciples, it's given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom. And what you must understand that the carnal mind cannot embrace the mysteries of God. That's why Jesus had a difficult time conveying the simple truth of being born again to Nicodemus. He could understand how he could be old and be born again. He said, I'm old and I'm the statue. How can I go back into my mother's womb and be born again? And Jesus simply wanted him to understand that this new birth was of the Spirit. Somebody say, of the Spirit. Tell somebody, in order to know spiritual things, you have to be spiritual.
That's right.
You can't be on a natural or common level and understand spiritual things. Somebody say amen. I know that this parable today is talking about the end time. And Jesus is talking about the kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven. Simply, I know that Jesus is talking about that there will be men sown into the kingdom, and then there will be, the devil will sow evil men in the kingdom as well.
That's right.
And just because they are evil people in the kingdom with the righteous people in the kingdom, and just because they are saints in the church and ain'ts in the church,
Got it.
and just because they are real people in the church and phony people in the church, that's all in the kingdom. Okay, so that's all in the kingdom. What the devil does in sowing evil evil things, when they're good things, his motive is to disrupt things, to break apart or to throw into disorder, to interrupt the normal course of things. And that's just like the devil, isn't it? Have things all nicely in its right path and in order, then something comes up to mess up the order. Look at somebody, that's just like the devil. I'm not going to get out today, I'm just going to talk today. That's just like the devil. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Raise your hand. Sometimes there's a peaceful situation and all of a sudden there's turbulence. Bump in the road. Just like, y'all talk back to me. Just like the devil. Y'all know you want to say it. Sometimes it's simple as bumping your hand against the stove. That's just like the, y'all know you say it. Just like the devil. The devil is the bad character in the Bible. He's the bad character in the Bible. He's a deceiver. He's a devourer. He's a thief. John says he's a thief. He's a murderer and a liar from the beginning. And not only is he a liar from the beginning, he is the father of lies. Some of y'all have been the sons of lies, but he is the father of lies. The Bible tells us, and I'll give you about 10 more minutes, the story that Jesus conveys to the gathering there, the group, the multitude. He tells them that there was a man, and this man sowed seeds, or planted seeds. Sow is an old southern term for planting seeds. And he planted seeds, Elder Tillery, and he slept. It's natural for after you work, you go to sleep. Not vice versa, you sleep before you go to work. Or sleep while you're at work. Y'all talk back to me tonight. But while after he worked and labored, he slept. While he slept, the enemy came and sowed some seeds. And sow seeds of terror, weed. Weed is not valuable. I remember when April was young, she looked out in the yard, she see those weeds coming up, the little flower. She thought it was beautiful flowers. I said, no, baby, those weeds, that's weeds. Terror is weed. I'm not talking about marijuana, I'm talking about weed. While he slept, someone came and sowed terror among the wheat. The servant of the house came and said, man, I'm paraphrasing, after he saw the wheat coming up, he said, someone sowed terror among the wheat.
All right, Bishop.
He said the enemy did it. Look at somebody and say, just like the devil. This application can apply to a lot of things that happen in our everyday life. Things that we know we're sowing good seeds. How many been there? You know you're doing the right thing. I wish I had a talk back to me. You're doing the right thing. You're crossing the T's, you're dotting the I's. You're sending your kids off to school, praying for them, and you're going off to work, and you're giving the man a full 8 hours of work. And in the midst of all that, the enemy. Y'all act like it doesn't happen on your job, but sometimes the enemy, the devil, sounds just like the devil. You can be singing your hymns on the job. I told you I'm just going to talk along today, Karen. You can be just singing while you're driving down the road. Next thing you know, something happens out of the norm, just to knock you off course, just to mute your praise, just to stop you from thinking on God. Just like the devil. The time you think that you did everything on your job towards your employer, he presents you that he's going to cut your pay.
I know that's right.
Put you on a lower scale, give you a weaker health package. Y'all talk back to me. That's just like the devil. I'm just going to talk here. Just when you think you got all your children in line for once, they're not fighting, they're not fussing, they're not cussing, they're doing pretty good, they're kind of sweet toward nothing. Papa! I'm talking about a real household. Look at somebody say that's just like the devil.
Just like the devil.
Then you end up at family reunion and things are going real nice. You have been there. There's always somebody in the family.
That's right.
It's always starting something. Y'all heard that, amen. They know how to mess up everything. Just put them in there, it'll be a mess. You walk away and say, it's just like the devil. Wow, this man slapped the enemy, sows seeds among the wheat. And just like the enemy is, he went his way. Some folks like to throw a stone and hide their hand. That's just like the devil. Don't want to be accused of doing something wrong, but they're to blame. And I'm not calling nobody a devil today. I said that's like the devil. Sow seeds of terror around the wheat. You got to be careful when you see the enemy do what he does about sowing seeds around your wheat. You can't say, just because the enemy did this thing, I need to stop nurturing my wheat. You don't starve your wheat out because the terror is there. Are y'all hearing me? The man of the house said, look, no, this is what you do. He said, shall we go out there and pull up the terror? Shall we pull up the weed from around the wheat? I want y'all to take this message home. No. No. Keep sowing good seeds. Let the wheat grow with your good seed and the terror, because God's going to separate it. We get so anxious about, I'm going to fix this thing. I'm talking to somebody today. God gave me this message. So I don't care if you shout, sing, or whatever. God gave me this message. We think being anxious, I'm going to take care of the wheat. I'm going to take care Man, they'll mess with the wrong one there. But you want to make a mess of things. I'm talking to somebody today. Somebody's getting this. I'm going to fix this house. It was the last thing I do. I'm putting everybody out. You're going to make a mess of something, trying to separate the tare from the wheat. The man in the house said, no, let the wheat and tare, let it just go together. And at the harvest time, we're going to separate the wheat. Look at somebody and say, there's a time coming that God's going to take care of the enemy. God knows how to take care of the enemy. Oh, they might look like they're dancing over and above you. But God has a way of taking care of the enemy. He knows that no weapon that's formed against you shall prosper. He knows that you have more power over the enemy than the enemy has over you. And even though it looks like sometimes, the enemy has the upper hand, but bless our God, God has the upper hand. No wonder the psalmist said, let God arise and let your enemies be scattered. I'm glad because God has a way of bringing us to the harvest. And I don't care how much the enemy huff and puff and stand in your face. You got to understand he is the enemy. You got to understand that God is almighty. You got to understand that God is powerful. You got to understand that God is greater than the enemy. And God is the best force that you have. He knows how to separate the tare from the wheat. And you got to know that the harvest day is coming. The reckoning time is coming. The end time is coming. And even though I'm not shouting right now, but after a while, I'm going to shout after a while. But God knows how to take care of our enemy. He knows how to stay the hand of the enemy. Somebody should shout, yeah. Somebody said, don't worry about the enemy. Let the enemy do his thing. Let the enemy keep on talking. Keep on bragging. Keep on laughing at me. Let the enemy keep on throwing his chest out. And then he been back and ugly. But my day is coming. My day is coming. When the Lord Almighty will lift me up where I belong. Somebody shout, yeah. And even though he may holler, even though he may strike at me, even though he may knock me down, but thanks be to God, I'm getting up once again with power. Now somebody says, that's just like the devil. Nasty, mean. That's just like the devil. A deceiver. That's just like the devil. A devourer. That's